Hey, good morning. Excuse me. Jeez. Good morning, everybody. No, I didn't know my throat was like that. Let me ask you a question. Are you happy? Excuse me. Jeez. Are you happy with the state that your money is in currently? Let me put it to you this way. If you were your money and you were able, if you were able to move, let's say your money was you, and you were able to move to any state in America that you could live tax free, nobody bothering you. Nobody trying to put a monkey wrench in your program. Nobody trying to overcome your estate, and nobody trying to destroy your legacy. Would you move to that state? Well, um, in today's video, I'm gonna show you three different states that you can move your money into where your money currently is. All right. But everybody put I'm praying in the chat first because I don't even know my voice is this bad. All right. So I'm gonna drink some of this tea and we'll see. I might have to change this until y'all can see me later because I didn't even know my voice was this bad. So let's see. I'm gonna take few sips of this and we'll see if we can get it on. Okay. All right. But I'm praying in the chat. Maybe it'll clear up. If everybody pray, maybe it'll clear up. All right. And y'all can hear me at least. Okay. All right. I appreciate you. Mhm. So I'm drinking some tea with some honey and I saying to make it a little better. Is that a little better? At least I don't sound like Kermit. I don't sound totally like Kermit the Frog. All right, yeah. Last night was a rough night, but I've seen people go to work. You know, my granddaddy went to work in the coal mines. Dark all day long with that little thing on his hat. And if I can't get up with a suit on and talk to y'all for a few minutes, just because my throat is a little sore, then sometimes you gotta take one for the team, be a team player. All right. So I'm gonna show y'all. I'm gonna show y'all three states that are healthy for your money. But in order for you to move your money to a healthy state, you have to move your money away from unhealthy states. All right. So let's talk about the first transfer that we need to make. All right. So number one, write this down. You want to go. You want to move your money to a profit state. All right, to a state of profits. In other words, don't leave your money anywhere where it is not profiting or has the potential to profit, or leave very little of your money someplace where doesn't even have the potential to profit. Only put it someplace where it at least has that potential. All right. So, for example, as I speak to you right now, most people, this is the average checkbook balance or the average passbook balance in America is $62,410. The median balance is $8,000. The average the average interest rate is 0.45%. So I got to ask you all a question: is that a healthy state, or is that unhealthy? Y'all put it in the chat when I'm getting my voice. All right, y'all put healthy if you think that's healthy. Put healthy in the chat. If you think that's unhealthy, put unhealthy in the chat. All right. All right, I'm gonna take my time with you. I'm gonna teach you how to move some things because your money, your money wants to be healthy, but your money does what you tell it to do. All right, so it'll be healthy or unhealthy based on wherever you put it. All right, so sound like common sense, but what do you think? 0.45%. Is that healthy? Was that unhealthy? If that was your children, would you take your children to that hospital? I said, if that was your kids, would you take your kids to that hospital? Would you let that doctor work on your kids? Would you let that doctor work on you? All right. So it sounds like common sense. So if that's the case, why is it $68,000? And from in America by average $68,000 in a check in a savings account at 0.45% interest. Now we all know the rule of 72. So that means that it takes 72 years for your money to double if you only get 1% on it. And we all know we all will be real dead in 72 years. So that's not healthy. So today I'm talking about three places that I would move my money from. All right. So I would move my money from that state and I would move it to a state of profit. Uh, I was just in the bank and I was giving this guy, I was putting like $400,000 in the bank. So the guy was talking to me, nice guy, behind the counter. He said, "Hey, Rick," he said, "you're going to be parking this money here for a little while." So I knew what he was trying to ask me. He was asking me, do I want some interest? So I was like, you ought to know better. Me and you didn't have these conversations before. That's what I was saying to myself. And you think I'm naive, but I'm not naive. I know why you want to give me some interest. You want to give me some interest because you want to keep the profit. Because when you go into the bank and you take interest on your account, now you can't get the profit. You say, what do you mean, Ricky? You can't get your money back because you are allowed all your money back as long as you're the creditor and not the debtor. But as soon as you accept the interest, now you become the borrower and not the lender. And the borrower is in what is a slave to the lender. So when you go into the bank, you switch places with them, like I do. So when he asked me if I wanted some interest, I'm like, because he's gonna suggest something like, we give you a good rate, Rick, 4%. Okay, so four, how many times four going to 72? What, 24 times or something? So it's gonna take me 20 some years for my money to 18 years or something for my money to double. When my money doubled every year because I get it all back. All right. Year by year, I get 100% of my money back. And in my ministry trust, I get 10 times my money back. So it makes no sense for me to be accepting interest, and it makes no sense for you either. So everybody put ENS in the chat. It makes no sense to be accepting interest on your own money. It's not healthy. All right. So put ENS in the chat. Bear with my voice today because I still feel like teaching you. All right. So at least 10 of y'all, that know that don't make no sense, put ENS in the chat. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense. It don't make no sense for you to be accepting interest on your money. It makes no sense. It's not going. It's not healthy. It ain't gonna never be worth nothing. Because you be dig it 3 or 4 times for it's worth something. So I told him no. I don't want the interest, bro. Why? Because the money that you have in a bank account right now is lying dormant. Let me read the word. Let me explain the word dormant to you. It says not active or growing, but having the ability to grow in the future. So it's got to go if it's going to grow. I'm talking to you about 3 places, just 3 healthy states to move your money to. But you got to move it from the unhealthy state first. So a passbook savings account is an unhealthy state for some money. Why? Because the money is growing too slow. It can't get healthy enough to grow. There's no nutrition there. I hear what I'm saying? It's like having a child just stay the same size from the time they're born to the time they die. That's the way your money looks when you keep it in a savings account because it cannot grow. It cannot grow. It's got the potential to grow, but it's got to go before it can grow. It cannot grow there. You hear what I'm saying? So no growth there. So everybody put NGT in the chat, and I'll teach the next point. All right. So it can grow, but it can't grow there. So no growth there. We got to move it from that unhealthy place to some healthy places. Y'all got that? NGT. All right. Let me see who's paying attention. All right. All right, Plan Daddy, that's correct. All right, who's paying attention? Scorpio, that's correct. All right, who's paying attention? Joyce. No, NGT, Joyce. No growth there. All right, teach your children this. I'm teaching y'all math formulas to teach y'all kids because y'all kids in school, foolishness they teaching them. They're going to keep the same stuff going on you've been doing for 20, 30, 40, 50 years. So it's time to break this stuff down. Teach your kids these formulas. Make them watch the videos and tell them, listen, ain't no growth there. So we go into the bank to open up an account just to move the money. We're not going there to keep the money there because there ain't no growth there. All right. And we want our money in a healthy state, not an unhealthy state. You hear what I'm saying? All right. So dormant says lying asleep or as if lying asleep or as if asleep, like a sleeping animal with his head resting upon his paws. So that's like going into the bank like this, like a puppy. How puppies fall asleep like that. That's the way a savings account is. It lies dormant like a puppy sleeping, and it's like you Scooby Doo up in the bank. All right, you ain't Scooby Doo. All right. when my man asked me if I wanted some interest on my account, I was like, he must think I'm Scooby Doo. All right, I can Scooby Doo. All right. No Scooby here. All right, y'all got that? No Scooby here. That's another. You got to teach your kids that too. NSH. No Scooby here. Y'all got that? Come on, y'all got to teach y'all kids. I know your kids ain't never seen Scooby Doo. I know it's an old cartoon. Come on, come on, work with me now. Y'all see my throat hurt. I need y'all to work. I need y'all to work. I need y'all to help me. All right. I'm trying to help y'all. So you help me help you, okay? I ain't got no choice. Y'all ain't even awake. Yeah, brother Ricky over here talking to y'all with with half his throat, and y'all can't help yourself out. All right, laugh, have some fun. All right, I'm still laughing. I'm still laughing with all this stuff in my chest. I'm still laughing. I'm glad I got a voice at all. Okay, so no Scooby here. Okay, so so that's the first place. So so the bank account is not healthy. So if you just had just one crypto that we made $5 billion in crypto alone over the last going on 3 years now. Just on crypto alone, with doing no work, just moving the money out the bank, putting it in crypto, just moving the money out the bank, putting it in crypto, just taking it up from an unhealthy place to a place of profits. You say, but all your crypto didn't do good, Ricky. Over 3 years, they all went up. All right, over 3 years they did. However, you got to take chances with your money that it can grow. You can't take chances with your money that it cannot grow. I hear me. You just don't have the time for that. So everything you do don't have to work, just enough of it. I hear what I'm talking about. So that's the first place I would move my money from. I would move it from a dormant place where it's like a puppy sitting up talking about Scooby Doo. I would move it from Scooby Doo, and I would move it to a place of profits. All right. I recommend cryptocurrency as the first easiest thing for you to do because you don't need a lot of money. You don't need a lot of money. You can make a lot of money and you hardly start with nothing. I would take some of my check every single time I got it, and I would not leave it laying dormant in no account in an unsafe place, an unhealthy place. I would not take my money and donate it to another person's profits because the bank gets 10 times your bank deposit every time you put one in there. So it's healthy for them, but it ain't healthy for you. All right. So you want to switch to health. All right. You want a health switch. By the way, for those of y'all who don't know how to do none of this, you still got time to join our challenge, which comes up next Monday. Excuse me. And if you haven't registered for it, just put challenge in the chat and we'll send you the link. Okay, excuse me. All right. Yeah, I told y'all to pray for Shantae. And then now I'm asking y'all to pray for me. I don't know what happened. I just went just yesterday, just stuff. I think a lot of people catching a cold this time of year. I don't know what's going on. But I'm getting better. It was rough last night, but I feel better today. All right. So here's the second thing. So that's number one. So everybody put it in the chat. Number one, the number one healthy place for your money is profits. All right. So everybody put profits in the chat and I'll teach you the next thing. All right. Profits. Let's go. Total Fox, I see you in a challenge. Okay. Kevin, I see you in a challenge. Okay. Angelia, I see you in a challenge. Working for me, I see you in a challenge. Thank you, Tech Supplier. I appreciate that. Thank you. All right. Law Will, I see you in a challenge, my friend. Christopher, Tony, I see you in a challenge. Okay. Very good. Okay. All right. So profits is number one. Here's number two. You want to move your money from probate to privacy. Okay. You said, what are you saying, Ricky? See, we make a lot of money, and if you hang out around us, I can teach you how to make a lot of money. But it don't mean nothing if you just saving it all, if you creating all of it just to give it to somebody else. It don't mean nothing. That's what an unhealthy place for your money to be. Because you did all the work. You put in years. Excuse me. Excuse me. So you put in years, you put in years of work, and if you start hanging out with us, you start making money a lot faster too. Because the things we do, we make money way faster than the old way because we're in a new era. We're in the wealth shift era, and we make money like $1 million in a day because we know how to make money online. So you can learn a lot hanging out with us. But however long it takes you, the bottom line is that you're not working for somebody else. But the way 99% of you are set up right now, as I speak to you right now, your money is in an unhealthy place because your money is in probate court. You see, my money is not in probate court. Oh, yes, it is. See, everything that happened, everything that's going to happen, it already happened. It's just you're going to be dead, and then your family going to be in probate court because the money is already there because that's the way you set up. you set up for probate. If you ain't operating out of an irrevocable trust, you set up for probate. So that means that right now you need to move your money from probate to privacy. Okay, so that's number two, from probate to privacy. You say, what does that mean? That means get an irrevocable trust. And then now can't nobody take nobody can take my money from Shantae, Shantice, my grandkids. Nobody has control of my money. Nobody. There's nowhere in the world I could sleep good at night, knowing that all this work, that the minute I drop dead, you get me? The minute I'm gone up out of here, some strangers got my money. I mean, for what? I mean, all that work, all that traveling around the world, all that helping people, all that blessing people, all of that for what? For the IRS, for the probate judge, and for the probate attorney, and for what? All the other people that rob and rape and pillage in a state. No, today I'm talking about three places that are healthy for your money. And naturally, you got to move from what's not healthy to what's healthy. All right. So everybody put IT in the chat if you know that you need, speak over your life, that you need to have an irrevocable trust. Put IT in the chat because your money is already in some strangers' hands. All right. So IT, and let's see if anybody here is determined not to let that happen to them. All right. I speak that into your life too, fellas. Strangers will not have your money. Okay. Ken, I speak into your life. Chris, Ishu, L, Kasana, Andre. Okay. Timothy. All right. Laverna. Okay. I speak into your life. So you have to say these things. And your body just starts moving towards your declarations. That's why I love the page in my trust that says declaration of an irrevocable trust. It's like I'm declaring that I'm in control. I'm declaring that you are not in control of my stuff. I will not work for a stranger. Let me tell you what Solomon said. This is Ecclesiastes 6 and 2. It says, a man whom God hath given riches, wealth, and honor, so that he wanteth nothing for his soul of all he desireth. Yet God giveth him not power to eat thereof, but a stranger eateth it. He said, this is vanity and it's an evil disease. God said probate court is an evil disease. God said it. I mean, he's talking through Solomon, but Solomon said probate court is an evil disease. And I agree with him. I think it's extremely evil. But the problem is that we created our own evil. We can't get mad at the system because they take your money when you die because your stuff ain't set up. Because you can set your stuff up, but they can't touch a penny. They will not be in court over my money. All right, over my dead body. I hear what I'm saying? Over my dead body, they will not be in court. How about you? And how are you set up right now? So, if you know you're not set up right, I'll see you in a challenge. All right, just put challenge in the chat so that you can come and learn what to do. All right, challenge. That's all you got to just put challenge in the chat and we'll send you the link. And you want to spend the first week of the year with us teaching you how to make sure you don't do the stuff in 2024. Don't do the same stuff this year. Just don't put yourself in that kind of position. That's my recommendation. Of course, we already got trust. We already in control of our stuff. And in fact, if you haven't read my book, Control Everything, All Nothing, just put control in the chat. At least read the book so that it gets your mind on the idea of, man, I'm out of control. I'm doing all this hard work. And that at least gets your mind headed in the right direction, even before the challenge, because you can read that today if you haven't read it. Control Everything, All Nothing. That's my first book. And I wrote it because I know everybody out of control. When I found out about how to get control over my money, I said, well, let me write a book so everybody else can learn how to get their foot in the door. It's very short. It's a very short book. It's not going to take you through no, it's very short. You'll be done. You can read it today. All right. You can read it today. You can be done today. And at least now you get your spirit right. You know, you need to get your spirit right to have money. You know what I mean? Your attitude. You have to get it right. You have to be like a determined person. A person who just ain't going to take it. You know what I mean? A person who just don't like other people being in control of them. I don't know about you, but I'm a control freak. I mean, I don't want to control you, but I'm a control freak over me. Because the Bible said if a man would examine himself, he would have no need to be examined. I'm not interested at all in controlling you. I'm interested in helping you, but I'm not interested in controlling people. I don't even like people around me who don't like to be around me, personally. And if I sense it, then I'm like, it don't seem like you like being around here. The last thing in the world I want to do is control you. So if I was you, I would go do something I want to do because you would not be around here with that attitude. Why? Because we don't know how many days we get. I didn't know I was going to go to bed and wake up and can't talk. I didn't know I was going to go to bed and be attacked all night. I didn't know that. You know what? It could have been my last night on earth. But if it was, I just would have died smiling, everything in check, and go get your money, Shantae, go get your money, Shantice, grandkids, get your money. All right. And everybody already got instructions too. You do this, you do that. That's how you keep this going. Why? Because we mortals. All right. We don't know what day is going to be. We are going to drop dead. So why we acting around like it's such a shock? So right now, it's very unhealthy. It's not healthy to have your money in probate because that's where it is. You say, you mean that's where it's heading, Ricky? No, I'm saying that's where it is. It's already happened until you change things. You hear what I'm talking about? So that's the second thing. So this state, this private state, write it down. It's called the state of succession or SOS. So put SOS in the chat so you remember the second state that's healthy for your money. It's the state of succession, meaning that what is healthy because now it can succeed to the next person that you're interested in. All right. It's a dangerous place to have your money in a state of probate. So let's get out of the probate state. Let's go over to the succession state. And you can do that by simply opening up an irrevocable trust and now can't nobody take your money. All right. All right. Y'all got that? So SOS, like the SOS band. Come on, put it in the chat. SOS, I'm gonna teach you this third thing. All right. And my voice ain't hanging too long, so let me get to it. All right. All right, y'all got that? SOS. Y'all got that? All right. Okay, and here's the third one. I would move my money from the unhealthy state of taxes, and I would move my money to the healthy state of tax free. All right, because that's a healthy state for your money. Your money being taxed is unhealthy. First of all, why? Because you just ain't got enough money to be paying taxes on the little money you got. You need all the money. Why? Because there ain't enough money as it is. So it doesn't make sense to have a little money and have it in accounts that are taxable. It makes no sense. Why in the world would you have the money in a taxable state when you can move it from that state and move it to a tax-free state? You say, how do you do that, Ricky? Well, excuse me. When you operate out of a tax-free trust, that means that you just move to a tax-free state. In other words, this trust right here, I keep reading to you all. This trust right here is called an asset protection trust. It's called an asset protection trust. And right here in the mail, along with the trust, they sent me my tax-free EIN. They sent it to me. Man, it came right here in the mail. All right. Came right in the mail from the IRS. So the IRS issues tax-free EINs, meaning that you ain't got to pay taxes on the money that goes into your bank account if it's attached to your trust. So why in the world would you be paying taxes on the little money you're making? And that makes sense. You say, Ricky, how do I get one of them? Challenge. Put challenge in the chat. Come to the challenge so we can teach you what to do. You say, Brother Ricky, I want an appointment with you. Yeah, you and about 10 million other people. See, I'm teaching y'all group economics and commonwealth because we don't even need to be on here talking about this stuff because we already do it. So I just want you to think about my motivation when I'm talking to you because I'm always thinking about your motivation when I'm talking to you. So I want you to have the same attitude towards me I got towards you. And my attitude towards you is that I know you don't know what's going on. And I could hoard on to my little information, take my basketball and go home. I could do that. All right. Why? But that is not the kingdom of God. The kingdom of God, I'm a kingdom man before anything. All right. I love Jesus Christ above everything. I believe in the Bible. I believe in the God of Abraham, the God of Isaac, and the God of Jacob. Yet I believe in kingdom economy. All right. So because I believe in these things, that's why I've done 38 financial IQ challenges. And that's why we have 39 on its way. You can't fake that kind of love. You hear me? You can't get up and go play that many ball games unless you love basketball. Only reason I get up and do that stuff every single month is because I love you. And that's it. All right. I love you. And I got a deep, profound love. And because of that, as long as I got breath in my body, I'm going to teach the average person because I'm the average person. Okay. I'm the average person. I'm not no dude that came from those suburbs. All right. Just an average dude. You know what I'm saying? Just very well versed on the banking system and just very well versed on how you get your money back and just very well versed on how you pass your money to your family. So I feel obligated to tell you what's going on. And you learn it in the challenge. Okay, so because of the tax-free EIN that I have, because of the tax-free EIN that I have, that's what I gave the bank when I didn't just give them a trust. I gave them my tax-free EIN too. And then I told them I want an irrevocable checking account. I don't want any interest on my checking account. Why? Because if I take some interest on this checking account, it won't be revocable no more. And now my tax-free EIN that I brought in here, it won't even work. That's why you got to be educated. All right. You can have what you need and still go into the bank and don't tell them what you want. And then you'll end up walking out with a taxable account. And that doesn't make any sense. We're talking today about how to move money from unhealthy places to healthy places. And it's not healthy, but you have to be paying taxes on the money you make. All right. You should keep every dollar of it. And you say, I didn't even know that it was a such thing as a tax-free EIN, Brother Ricky. You know now. All right. If you come to the challenge, you'll meet a whole bunch of people like myself who already got trust. All right. I ain't the only one. I've been teaching people through 30, going on 4 years. All right. So hundreds of us have trust. All right. So, and eventually it'll be a worldwide movement. Eventually. All right. Just like everything else, as soon as somebody finds out something going on, it take like 20 years for everybody to catch up. But if you can be one of the first people to be living like this, and I mean, out of the general population, rich people been living like this for decades. I mean, for centuries. All right. But I'm talking about the average person because of the internet. We out here teaching what we're teaching. You can be one of the first people that's like the average person who just came from out of nowhere to like, wow, I got generational wealth working for me now because my money is in healthy places. It was in unhealthy places before, but I moved it. I moved it from the unhealthy bank. I moved it from the unhealthy taxes. All right. So that's what I recommend. You get a tax-free EIN. We provide all of that. So you can learn that. Now, I have a bonus for you. I might have two bonuses for you. I was listening to my friend Wayne Malcolm this morning. I recommend that you all look up Bishop Wayne Malcolm. He's a very smart man. I mean, a very smart man. And I listen to him in the mornings when I'm getting dressed. Some mornings, I should say. So I was listening to him this morning, and he was talking about the kingdom's economy. And I was like, this man is so brilliant, so brilliant. And the part that I liked, and this is my bonus. Oh, I'm sorry. I only gave y'all two, right? Okay, I'm sorry. Let me give y'all the third one. No, I gave y'all three. Right. Okay. So let me give y'all two bonus ones right quick. All right. This is the first bonus one right here. The move your money from selfishness to generosity. Selfishness is a unhealthy state for your money. Generosity is a very healthy state to move your money to. That's probably the number one reason why I went from being homeless to being a multimillionaire, probably above everything else. I would say that would be accurate. So be generous, okay? So be generous in advance. That's why I keep like $10,000 worth of hundreds. So I already know people need money. So when I'm down the street, I won't give them nothing less than $100 bill. Now you say, Brother Ricky, you bragging, flashing your little bankroll. No, I got to teach y'all because you have not been taught. All right. I'm telling you, if you want to know, they say, how'd you get all that money, Brother Ricky, from being, homeless like you was and stuff. I say, because I pay attention to the kingdom economy. See, the kingdom economy is different from the world's economy. Why is that? Because if you look up the word economics, I mean, like the dictionary version of it, it says the study of scarce resources. That's the world's definition of economics. I'm like, that ain't God. Why? Because God ain't got no scarce resources. Are you hearing me? So Economics in the kingdom is not economics in the world. The world's economics are greedy. That's why everybody who in power that's greedy and selfish, that's why they stand on the head of everybody who ain't got nothing. And that's why they won't teach you nothing. That's why they won't break it down like a fraction. Why? Because they greedy. And greedy people, they make sure that you don't get the information you're supposed to get. And they make sure that you are always dependent on them because they pimps. Pimps, only way a pimp can pimp a hoe is the hoe got to be dependent on the pimp. So pimp keeps they keep hoes dependent. How do they do that? Because they beat the hoe, so the hoe is scared of them. All right, and then they get the hoe high. So you got a woman who's afraid of the pimp, and she on drugs because that's the only woman in the world to be dumb enough to give her body up and go give her money to a pimp. So because the world looks at everything as scarce and like it ain't enough, they always hoarding on to things and trying their best through corruption to keep other people down. That's the way the world is. But the way the kingdom is we realize that there is no limits on nothing, no limits. So we move our money from the unhealthy state of selfishness to the healthy state of generosity. Generosity is a healthy place for your money. Why? Because you can't be God given. And Proverbs 19:17 says, the whosoever showeth pity on the poor, the same lendeth unto the Lord, and the Lord will pay you back. So my number one client in the world is literally God for Brother Ricky. Why? Because I take Proverbs 19:17, I take it like sit literally. And because of it, I always got too much of everything. I never had, because that's the reality of God. The reality of God is that there is too much of everything. It's so much of everything until if everybody here on the face of the earth had amazing abundance, it would still be more abundance than every single person can have because I have not seen, ear have not heard, neither has it entered into the heart of man the good things that God's prepared for them who love him. But he has revealed it unto us through his spirit. So the spirit of God lets you know if you want to see things that eyes have never seen and go places that people have never been and experience stuff that people have never experienced, then what? Be generous. And then God will do what? He'll reveal it to you because it's an individual thing with God. The visions that I have, the ideas that I get, the revelations that I have are all the results of generosity. I'm thoroughly convinced of that. When I look at people who have a lack mentality, a scarcity mindset, I'm like, they are so busy looking for validation to validate and justify their stingy position until they are ruining their lives. And their money is in a what? A dangerous state because it's dangerous to be selfish because that means now you have handcuffed God and he cannot do for you what he would do for what? The generous person. All right. So, uh, excuse me. So, I want to encourage you. That was your bonus today. And I want to encourage you to move your money to generosity from selfishness and watch what happens to your life. You'll have a life that's so amazing. You'll be like, oh my God, I used to be wondering how I was going to pay for this and pay for that. And now what? Now I went from wondering to saying, man, now my life is a wonder. Now, now I went from wondering how I was going to pay a bill. This is what's going to happen to you if you listen to me. All right. If you take good advice, you're going to go from wondering how you can pay a bill to wondering how did God do this? You're going to be like, man, God is a wonder. Most people cannot testify to that. Most people are wondering what's going to happen to them, but they can't testify to the fact that God is a wonder. Are you hearing me? He is wonderful. God is. He is a wonder. What? To behold. Are you hearing me? That's why the Bible says, behold the Lamb of God, because he is a wonder to what? To behold. You hear me? And if you decide that you want to take that attitude, then I'm telling you that you have to prosper. You don't have no choice. All right. Because you move from the state of stinginess to the state of generosity. And the state of generosity is a safe, secure state. All right. So that's my bonus for you. State number 4. Do y'all want one more bonus before I go? So do y'all want one more bonus? Put one more in the chat and I give you one more bonus before I go. All right. I definitely can't talk past this. All right. And I appreciate y'all patience and listening to my voice today. I appreciate that. And I appreciate you praying for me because we all mere mortals and we all are susceptible to it rain on the just and the unjust. Ain't nobody no better than nobody else. And it's just a blessing just to get up every day. It's just a blessing to be able to talk a little bit, just a blessing to be able to do something. Say, I want one more. All right. Okay. Get one more for you, Sean. All right. One more for you, Claring. And one more. All right. Brother Joe. Okay. I'm going to give you one more. All right. Brother Robert, one more. All right. Chris. All right. I'm going to give you one more. Okay, so this is a bonus. I would move my money from whole life insurance. I would move it to term insurance. That's what I do with my money, and that's what I recommend. I recommend that you would move your money from whole life insurance policies, from universal life insurance policies. I recommend that you move your money from those unhealthy states to the healthy state of term insurance. You say, why is that, Ricky? Let me tell you why I recommend that. Because most of you all are underinsured. The face amounts of your policies are underinsured. In other words, you're so busy trying to make some money off a life insurance policy until you neglected the whole reason for having one. That was to make sure that your family get a fortune when you die. Until you got a fortune already. Once you have your own fortune, you don't even need no money. You don't even need no life insurance. But you have a life insurance until you accumulate a fortune. You have enough life insurance to leave a fortune. I hear what I'm saying. So if you got I just had a friend named Ricky and my good friend named Michael, who writes my policies up for me. He wrote Ricky a policy up. Ricky was paying $800 a month for $200,000 worth of life insurance, and he's younger than me. And I said, Michael, I said, this man is paying too much money for his life insurance policy, and he's got a policy that's going to take him 8 to 10 years before it's any money in it. So it makes no sense whatsoever. He could have took his $800 a month and been buying some cryptocurrency with it. Yeah, he could have been buying some cryptocurrency with it, preferably out of a tax-free trust. So he ain't even paying no. Well, he's one of my trust clients, so now he can buy crypto out of his tax-free trust and don't have to pay no taxes on the money he make. He can make $70 zillion. So now his whole life is different, literally, because he changed. One thing that he changed was he changed from paying that ridiculous fee every week, every month. Uh, was he paying $1,000, something like that? $8 to $1,000, something like $1,000 a month for $200,000 worth of life insurance. It makes no sense at all. The only person that made some sense to is the person that sold him the policy because they got a decent commission. It didn't make no sense to Ricky. So I said, Brother Ricky, I wouldn't do that. So my friend Michael, some of you all have met him before, but he has the best term rates in the world. And that's what I recommend. Move your money from unhealthy. So if you want Michael's number, just put term in the chat and then the mini chat. It'll just send you Michael's number if you want it. All right. That's my bonus for you today. All right. So if you want to change from what you're doing and just stop throwing your money away, then I would. That's what I recommend because it's um it's not healthy to be paying 7 times, 8 times, 10, 15 times what it costs to insure you. That's not healthy. And then tying up all that money in a premium, that's not healthy. You got common sense. All right. I said you have common sense. Hey, listen to me. I just told y'all about some cryptocurrencies that in 1 month, we 4x'd our money. That means that, so if you bought some type of whole life policy and you drop this premium in there, $10,000, and you're gonna start getting some money back in the third, the fourth, and the fifth, and the sixth year. Finally, in 8 years, you finally got your $10,000 back. All right, when you could have took $10,000 and bought you some crypto, and maybe, and depending on how good it does, might have had $20,000 in 30 days, and you waiting 7, 8, 9, and 10, and 12 years to get some money. It makes no sense at all. So unless the only way I would keep my policy is that you just aren't healthy and you just can't switch. But if you're healthy enough to be able to switch, you should praise God. You should be like, I thank you, Jesus, for listening to Brother Ricky today. And I thank you for my health, that I can actually change this mess. I can actually get up out of this stuff, you know? So I'm not gonna tell you what you're used to hearing because I help make millionaires out of people. I don't placate folk and stroke them and all that sort of thing. I'm like that. What you're doing is bad, brother. What you're doing is bad, sister. What you're doing, that's not healthy. All right. And like Jesus said, I came to give you life. Well, I'm one of Jesus's kids. All right. And I believe in the life of Jesus Christ. And Jesus got a lot of sense, common sense. All right. That's why I teach common law. All right. So thank you so much for praying for me today. And once again, if you're interested in that, just put turn in the chat and Michael, and you get Michael's phone number. All right. So those are my bonuses today. So I gave you 5 different places that you can take unhealthy money and take that unhealthy money and that you can transfer it and you can move it to a state of healthy money that's in your best interest, where you're going to be the one that benefits from it. Your family going to be the one that benefits from it. I'll go over them one more time. Okay. Number one, you want to move your money from uh, unhealthy bank accounts to profits. All right. You got to be profiting. Do not put your money someplace where other people are profiting. Put it where you're profiting. So move from bank deposits to profits. Put the money in the bank, but make sure that money is transferred out as soon as possible to things that you profit off of. I recommend crypto is the simplest way to be taking that money. As soon as you go in the bank, I'd be pushing the button, exiting that money. Back in the bank, I'd be exiting that money. I'd be loading up. You hear me? So that's number one. Number two, um, what I say number two was. Y'all better stop laughing at what I say number two was. I barely got out of bed this morning. I can't even remember what I said. Listen. All right. Number two is all right, yeah, move from probate. So number one, move from the bank to profits. Number two, move from probate to privacy. And you can do that with the irrevocable trust. Do not give your money to the state. All right, the way you probably set up right now. Right. Number three, um, what's your question? Said how you feel about XRP. Yeah. Yeah, I still got it. XRP is good. I still got it. And it went up some more today. I mean, it went up some more yesterday, like 25% or something like that. Um, I'm looking at your text message, Joyce. Thank you, dear. Thank you. I appreciate that. Um, hold on a second. Let me look while we're talking about crypto. So, let me look at some of these accounts. All right. So XRP is up 6% today. Solano, I was telling you about yesterday. I would still keep buying Solano. Uh, Chin was telling you about that yesterday. Sol, SOL, I would keep buying that. That's up 9% today. And it doesn't matter what it is any particular day. Algo, Algo was up like 17% yesterday. It's up 10% today. Look, we're just reading how much stuff went up in one day. And y'all got y'all money in a savings account to take all year to get 1%. And we talking about this is how much it made in one day. All right, 8%. Everything on everyone is up so far today. Every coin I got in here is up today. My smallest coin is up 4%. And some days they go down, but who cares? Matter of fact, it just means it's time to buy some more. Whenever anything you got goes down, that's when you want to buy some more. Just common sense. Okay. It's called dollar cost averaging, which means that when things go down, that's when you buy more of it. So it always levels out. And just get used to doing stuff that make profit. Okay. Get used to making profits. Don't have no money to slide on it. Okay. So number two is the probate court. Get your money out of, make sure that your money stays from out of probate court by having an irrevocable trust where that won't happen to you. Okay. Again, if you want that, just put challenge in the chat and come to the challenge so you can learn what's going on. All right. Then the third thing I said was stop laughing at me. Stop laughing at me because y'all know I'm half. You know I'm halfway here today. I got to remember what I said. Okay. Oh yeah. That number three was tax free. So, so you want a tax free EIN so that you ain't paying no taxes on the money that you all the crypto and everything I buy. It goes straight to that trust account. Everything I buy. If I want to buy a crib and sell it. I want to buy a yacht and sell it. I want to buy a jet and sell it. Whatever I'm selling is going through the trust. Whatever I buy, because I don't want to pay no taxes on. I don't pay no taxes on none of my profits. You hear me? So I put every dollar through the trust. Everything I buy, I ain't got to pay no taxes. I know it sounds incredulous. I know all that, but y'all not studying rich people. Study Bush and study Trump and everybody. And they tried to hem Trump up, and when you remember when Trump was talking with Biden, and they said, "Hey Trump, we heard you ain't paid but $200, $2,500 in taxes, something like that." They said, we heard that's all you paid in 2016. He said, man, I get tax credits. He's like in so many ways. I think y'all the bums that don't take advantage of the tax law. That's y'all personal business. But Trump is all about this about you having privacy and stuff. That's his economics. He believes in privacy and all that sort of thing. So you can make a lot of money this year, and you can make a lot of money in the next 4 years if you operate private. Why? Because he's gonna pass every law in history to make sure you stay private, because that's how you get down. And he don't believe that the government's supposed to be in your money business. That's how Trump get down. Regardless how you feel about him personally, I'm just talking about economically. All right, economically, you're gonna make a lot of money if you pay attention to what we're teaching you today. You can make a lot of money in 2025, and and in the next 4 years, the cryptocurrency is going to be out off Richter scale. I wouldn't be surprised if Bitcoin going to $1 million. I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm creating this special group, and my inner circle members that's currently in it, they're gonna be advanced in the special group. But you can't even get in it now, so don't worry about that. Somebody sent me a message about getting into this group. You got to wait until the beginning of February because we're busy doing trust. Let's wait till then. First things first. We got to make sure everybody's stuff is done right. Okay. And so we're busy this time of year. So but come to the challenge, you can learn more about those things. You can ask me questions about it in the challenge. I answer some of your questions there. So so that was number three. And then we said number four was generosity. Move from generosity. Move from being stingy to being generous. Proverbs 17 and 19. Whosoever shall pity on the poor, the same lendeth unto the Lord. And that's why God always wanted me to be rich, because he knew how I was going to act. He's like, you know what, Ricky? I already know how you act. I already know you ain't going to idolize no money. I already know that. He said, I already know that little money ain't going to excite you, that you're gonna make sure that you are not just giving to people, but giving structurally to people too, like teach them how to get out of the situation that they're in with countries around the world and all the stuff that we do. I ain't going to talk about all that because that's not what I'm. You ain't supposed to be talking about all about what you're doing. Just do it. All right. Don't let the right hand know what the left hand is doing. I showed y'all the $100 bills that we give away because you can see that, and that'll make you feel guilty. I'm doing it on purpose to make you feel guilty. Why? Because I'm trying to get you out your funk. I'm trying to help you. And I know that most people don't do the stuff that we do. So I'm just telling you how to come up. You know, not for no. You ain't gonna never see me on no commercials walking into somebody's place and talking about how we help this homeless person. We ain't gonna, whatever you do, just do it. All right. Do it in a secret. God open you. Yeah, he'll reward you openly. But I will teach you a concept. That's why I'm not gonna bring nobody on here that I gave something to. Now you look at him so you can start feeling a sob story and all that. So all that ain't necessary. You ain't gotta do none of that. All right, because God is watching what you do, and He gonna bless what you do openly, massively. And unless you front off, the more He'll bless you. All right, because God is like, you ain't gotta do none of that because you're in God's economy, and in God's economy, there's no lack. So you ain't got to play no games and be nickel slick to do nothing. Why? Because God's like, man, I'm just going to reward you based on you doing what I told you to do. So that's it. You don't need nobody else's amen. You good already. Okay. So that's it. Generosity, move your money into generosity. Start giving some stuff away 10 times more than you was doing before, and watch what happens to your life. Look for people. All right. I solicit people to help. Ain't hearing me? I solicit people to sell nothing to them because I don't believe in that. I believe if you want to buy something from me, you got to catch up with me. Because I ain't gonna solicit nobody to try to sell them nothing. But I will solicit somebody to give them something. Why? Because that mean that God is my client. He said, man, he said, if you give people stuff to people and be generous to people, he said, I'll be your client. And come on now. When God is your client, your personal client, come on, that's large. That's huge. Are y'all hear what I'm saying? Everybody put TH in the chat and I teach you the last thing. That's huge. Don't you want a huge life? A huge life, a big life. Something that nobody can't do nothing with you. Why? Because your life is so huge because of the principles that you practice. And one principle is generosity. I'm telling you right now, that's huge. Okay. People that they can be coming at you, trying to put a monkey wrench in your program, trying to tag you down, burning bread on you, whatever. It don't matter. Why? Because it's an exercise in futility. Because you like solid gold. Why? Because you're practicing that principle. When you practice that kingdom principle, where you're not greedy, and you're like, man, I'm gonna set it out. All right, I'm gonna set it out. I'm gonna set it out way beyond just my family. Man, watch what happens. Okay. So, and then the last thing was, I would move over from faith. whole life policies and fake universal life policies, and that fake infinite banking stuff. That ain't no infinite banking. Infinite banking is you go into the bank, you make a deposit, they give you your money back. That's infinite. Why? Because that lasts forever. And then you teach your kids how to do the same thing. That's infinite. All right. Ain't nothing infinite about no life insurance policy. All right. That's a joke. All right. So if you want a term insurance policy, just put term in the chat. Just type in the word term. And Michael's number will come to you. And you can call Michael. You can call my agent. And he'll talk to you personally. I already told him. I said some people are gonna be calling you, Michael. And he said, okay, brother Rick. All right. So y'all can call Michael. You can talk directly to him. He can give you like a quote on what you ought to be paying, and you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be like, man, I can have $1 million worth. Some of y'all, you got $1 million worth of life insurance for $50, $100, especially you younger people. You know, they got to pay nothing for it. Are you hearing me? It don't make no sense to be walking around here underinsured. It's just greedy. That's all. It's greedy. Not to leave your family a fortune is greedy. Did you hear what I said? I said it's greedy not to leave your family a fortune. It is not the right attitude. We are abundant people. We do everything in excess. That's how we think. That's how the kingdom people think. You just got to be taught kingdom values because these values that you're getting taught, they're not kingdom values. Walking around with these little scrawny little face amounts of a policy, trying to make some money off the policy is greedy. Did you hear what I said? That's greedy. All right. That's selfish. Make the policy where the face amount is gigantic. All right. Make your family multi-millionaires if something happened to you. Okay. All right. And in the meantime, watch what God do to you just based on that attitude. Are you hearing me? The fact that the reason you want some term insurance because you ain't gonna be here but for a term anyway. Are you hearing me? We don't build houses, we build tabernacles. You say, what's the difference? A tabernacle, baby, you can fold that up and keep it moving. Because we ain't nothing but earthen tabernacles. That's who we are. Hey, listen to what I'm talking about. We some temporary creatures. Act like it. Okay. Treat your money that way. Treat people that way. Like, man, I can be around here forever. Okay, so I'm setting my stuff up for you. I can be around here forever. That's why I just flew all the way into a little remote city, talk to my godson. He said, couldn't you talk to him on the Zoom? He can't feel my spirit on no Zoom. All right. He said, he's flying all around the country just to have a 2-day conversation with somebody. You better believe it. Because I ain't gonna be around here. I'm a tabernacle. Are you listening to me? You're a tabernacle. Okay. You ain't gonna be around here. You just what? You're just some walking flesh that's gonna decease. I hear what I'm saying. So don't feel yourself like that. Don't get full of yourself like that. Come over here into the kingdom. This kingdom is a joyful kingdom because it's a generous kingdom. Generosity breeds joy, and you get a lot of return on your money when you were doing things generously, and with purpose. So if you want to get a good rate, just put term in the chat, and then Michael's number will come to you, and if it doesn't come to you, somebody on the staff will send it to you. Okay, so just put term in the chat and talk to Brother Michael. His name is Brother Michael Mumford. Some of you all met him before. He's a wonderful young man, and he'll give you some quotes, and you'll be like, wow, that's way better than what I'm doing. Way better. A whole lot better. And then watch what God do to your life. God's like, oh, you're not stingy no more, huh? Oh, you ain't selfish no more, huh? Oh, you ain't running around here trying to get rich out some little fake policy that they robbing the hell out of you for because they rob you when you're greedy. They rob you when you're selfish. They rob you when you're ignorant. People rob you. Why? Because they ain't even the right attitude. That ain't even the right spirit to be taken into no business environment. You take the spirit you take into the business environment is one of aggression. What aggression for the person coming after me? I want so much money, and to the person coming after me, and the person coming after them, and the person coming after them, born rich. So what? When God just floods you with revelation, revelation after revelation after revelation, floods your mind, floods your bank account, floods your crypto account, flood every kind of account you can possibly have, flood your trust account. Everything that happened to you, it happened to you in multiplicities because that's how God is. I love you all. Have a beautiful day. Thank you so much for bearing with me for my voice. I can barely talk when we first started, but I was able to pick up some steam because y'all prayed for me. So be blessed in the city, be blessed in the field. Have a beautiful, wonderful, marvelous, fantastic, awesome, all striking day. And remember, that Stellar is as Stellar does. Love you all. God bless you. Have a great day. And thank you so much for your prayers. I appreciate it. I feel better now. Thank you.